Check, check. All right. We can continue to push bearish. Price getting rejected on the H4 time frame. And continue to push bearish. All right, so I'm still in the sell, you know. But what I think I'm gonna do, I might just close. I'm gonna close 50% of the position. I'm gonna close 50% of the position because price is dancing around a bit, you know. So I'm gonna close 50% and just leave the restaurant to see if we can actually get that continuation. All right, and the reason being, the reason behind this is that, you know, I'm not getting that push towards the downside and I don't want to get trapped in the range. So close it, I close off my position, minus 4 pips, you know, so I'm just gonna leave the restaurant. The potential is there for us to continue to push towards the downside, because looking at it on the H4 time frame, as you can see here, we have a solid H4 resistance right here. And what you notice is that this candle push up and create a high and we rejected this resistance. Also, this candle came up to test the area and it got rejected just the same. And this H4 candle came up, failed to even retest the high here, and we reject the area just the same. So I think once we start to break below here, then there's a very high probability we can continue to push towards the downside. This is take profit one right here. So I close off, and what I'm doing now, I'm just gonna leave the restaurant to see if we can get some continuation. But I don't like the fact that price starts to dance around. I don't like the fact that on the 30-minute time frame, what you'll notice here is that, we took the sell on the retracement of this candle right here. And for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 5 hours. So pretty much over the last 5 hours, we haven't made any progress. So I think at this point it is necessary to actually, close some position and just leave the restaurant to see if we can get that push towards the downside. So if it's a case you'll get stopped out, then we would lose less than what we intended to. But the idea is for price to continue to push bearish based on the fact that, we were in this area of we're in this area of consolidation right here. We're in this area for a while. All right, we got this candle to break and close below the structure, and it pulled back to our support that got broken right here, which I look at it as a potential retest for price to continue to push bearish. All right, but this candle closed back above and it pushed back to entry, so we get a chance to now manage risk and just leave the rest to run to see if we can get that continuation towards the downside. So it is based on that. I'm currently looking at GBP JPY, and I'm liking the current market structure, because I think if we can actually break in either direction, then we have clean candles here. 18, 19 pips should be okay with volume, and if we break support, then we are looking at roughly a 30 pip move towards the downside. But here could be potential take profit one. This minor support right here, I think if we can get a break and close below here, then volume will definitely smash through this. So for now I'm just ignoring this minor support here. But it's not looking bad. It's not looking bad. GBP USD. Let's make some adjustment to the zone here. All right, so as you can see here, we have a resistance. All right, we got a nice little support right here. So I think if we can break support, then there is a very high probability the market can continue to push bearish. We can break this support right here, then there's a very high probability the market can continue to push bearish back down to about here. So I'm just making adjustment to the zones. Yes, so as it relates to sells, if we break support, then this is a 22 pip range, and in order for us to take a trade again, we need the range to be at least 20 pips, which is pretty okay. So 20 pips with volume, then we can capitalize on 10 to 15 pips, and if we get continuation and break structure, then you can expect further downside. This was a signal that was sent on Euro USD. I pretty much closed out at entry, so this trade was a break-even trade. But I was really looking for further downside. I was really looking for further downside. It pushed down to 20 pip at at 3. I was sleeping at this time, so pretty much I wasn't able to secure any position. It came back, and when I woke up about 6, was it 6? I think it was on, yeah, it was somewhere here. I had the opportunity to secure 10 pips, but I said, you know what, I'm just gonna leave it to see if we can get that continuation. But as you can see right now, pretty much from last night up until this point, we have been in this era of consolidation. So we have a nice little box here. We are currently bouncing in between. So I think for now, this pair is just chilling out. But I think as it relates to better sells, if we can get price to break and close below here, then our overall target could be all the way back down to this support area right here. And this is a 46 pip move, so this should be pretty okay. But let's see what will happen. Let's see what will happen. And I'm just leaving this here to see like how long it will actually take for price to push down, or if it would get potential stop out, if the potential is there to get stop out just the same. So that's that. GBP AUD, for person who trade GBP AUD, Once you get a clean close above this level, guy, trust me, we're gonna move. All right. So this candle pretty much came up to test the water right here. So once you can get a candle to break and close above this, you know, and this resistance here, then there's a very high probability we can push up to here. And if we continue, then the overall move is probably like you know 140 something pips, because as you can see here, guys, the idea is always the same for me. I focus on clean candle. So if we can leave this mess right here, it simply means that the potential is there for us to mirror these candles here to the left. You know, potential is there. So this is what I am waiting on for GBP AUD as well. But for now, you know, it is chilling out. So just leaving an alert there. Say if I'm up and I get the confirmation, then I'll go at it. But if not, you know, it is what it is. We just call it. Sells are looking a bit choppy, in all honesty. Sells are looking a bit choppy. I think risky sells would be probably below here. You know, and I wouldn't really advise it. So for now, I'm just keeping buys in mind. I'm just keeping buys in mind. So once you get a clean break and close above, then you can look for potential buys for the market to continue up. And the thing with the market, guys, the longer the market range, the stronger the breakout will actually be. So you see that we are now, let's put it this way. This is our top range right here. All right. And this is the bottom range right here. So currently we are trading in the top range. So if price can leave this top range, then there's a very high probability. Let me change this color. Then there's a very high probability the market will push up to create another range. And if we get continuation, then you know we will gradually move towards the upside. But for now, the only thing I need to see between now and NY is for a candle to close like this. I need a candle to close like this. Once I can get a candle to close like this above the area, all I'm gonna do is to wait on the new candle to create a lower wick, and as it flips and break the high of the previous candle, I'm gonna take a buy with the anticipation that volume will continue to push the market bullish. You know, so this is what I am waiting on for this pair. So once I can get that, then I'm gonna be in for the money. You know, but for now, you just have to be patient and wait it out. Gold. Look at gold on the 15-minute time frame. So, you know, based on the 15-minute time frame, I think a break and close below here, you can look for potential sells. All right. So you would need something to break and close below this area. And then your first potential target could be this support. But knowing how volatile gold is, guys, you know, at 10, 15 pips, you want to look to secure some position and really, you know, manage risk. Very important. So for gold, clean sells below this area, because, you know, you would be getting away from all this mess right here. You will be leaving all of this, you know, and you will be in the vicinity of clean candles right here. And if you break this support, then you can get a potential wick fill back down to here. So gold is not looking bad as it relates to sells. From a buying standpoint, then you know that if we break and close above, you know, 1896.2, then there's a very high probability we can continue to push all the way back up to, you know, the 1900, and this is like 40 pips away, 39.2 pips. So if we break and close above, then you can look for potential buys. If we break and close below, then you can look for potential sells. But, you know, for now, we just have to be patient and wait to see what the market will actually bring, you know. So if we break and close above for this, the potential is there, but I don't like, the current structure here with these candles. But I think if we can close above, then there's a very high probability the market can continue to push bullish. This is 15, and if we get continuation, then you would be looking for the market to continue to push price all the way up to the top of the range. So that's your JPY is pretty choppy. So I'm not really interested in this at the moment. USD JPY, I'm still looking for buys above this level right here. So once you can get a break above, again, I'm gonna focus on this right here. So I'm still keeping my zone. I have an alert set up in this area as well. So once I get a clean breakout, then I know that, we would believe in the mess and we can get continuation towards the upside. So that's what I'm looking at for this. AUD USD is the same. I'm looking for a break and close below here to mirror this move. So again, I just mark up the zone, I leave it there, and I am waiting patiently. So it's not a case where I'm gonna jump in and try to take a trade now. I'm waiting on my confirmation to actually execute a trade. If I don't get the confirmation for any of these, then I'm not gonna take a trade. Yeah, I think price is struggling. I don't think I really like what I'm seeing for this. I don't think I'm really liking what I'm seeing for this. I think price is struggling at this moment. I'm gonna close it, guys. I'm gonna just close it in a minor loss, because the thing is, this 1 hour candle also forms support, which will create a higher low. Create a higher low, and price is now breaking back in the range. I'm gonna close. This is minus 10 pip overall. I like how the price of farm. I mean, price is just stuck in this era. And I think this push down right here pretty much could be a retest of this resistance for price to continue to push back bullish. That's one thing I am also looking at. So you see that we came down and we create a low, then we form another higher low. But even though we have a high here and a lower high, I think this candle or the next candle will be the decisive candle if we should break up or break down, or we will continue to bounce in between the range. So I rather take a small loss than to, it's nothing big. It's nothing big. I rather take a small loss than to actually, hold a huge drawdown. So overall for this trade, the risk for me was 300, and how I manage risk, it's $58 loss, which is pretty okay. We're still in profit for the week. So, I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna feel any way about that because I don't like the way our price is farming. And instead of allowing the market to hit my stop loss at max risk, I chose to manage risk and cut my losses short. So that's what I actually did. So it was a 30 pip stop loss and I was using a one lot. So that's pretty okay. You're not gonna win every single trade, but the most important thing whenever you enter a trade, it's not to worry about the profit, but you want to manage risk. Think about how we are going to manage risk if the trade starts to go bad. Think about how you are going to manage risk and then, just go along with it because that's the most important thing for me when I enter a trade, how I am going to manage risk until I get until the trade goes in profit and I secure some position, then I can say yes, the trade was a success. But while I'm in the trade, I am not worrying about the profit, I am thinking about how I am going to manage risk if the trade starts to go bad. That's what I think about when I enter a trade, So yeah. So that's guys. So it is what it is. So for me, again, as you can see here, I don't know if you guys are seeing it, so it was a one lot and the overall loss is $58. You know, the overall loss is $58, so still up probably about 200 and something, 200 and something for the week. Yeah, 245, still up 245 on currency. Still up 245 on currency, so it's just one of those things. So there is no need for me to try and jump back in the market now to say, hey, I'm gonna try and make this, or I'm gonna try and make that, or this or that. No, what I'm gonna do is to just wait on the next quality setup and I'll execute and manage risk just the same. So that's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do. So I think maybe within the last 15 minutes of this hour, we might see some push, if not probably about 3:30 thereabout. But London session looks pretty lousy. Pretty lousy. Alright, so potential sells below for GJ and potential buys above. So we definitely need a candle to break out of structure in either direction to get some form of continuation. So these are what I am looking at for GBP JPY. A break above resistance or a break below support, and that will actually be my second and last trade for the day. Alright, as it relates to the volatility, pretty much I'd missed the entry. I was looking at this as a potential retest, but I did not took the sell based on the fact I think it was on the 30-minute with this candle closing above the trend line. I said, you know what? I'm not gonna touch this. So I just work with my intuition based on how price was forming. If it's a case where, it tapped the zone right here and then I get another candle to close bearish, then I can say okay. But this would have been the original entry right here for me. you know, and it went down in profit where you could have actually secured some position, you know, or even manage risk if price had pulled back to your entry. The thing with trading using the trend line, all right? Whenever you find that price starts to break and close outside of your trend line, you want to manage risk. Because at that point, you're going to find that price is no longer respecting the trajectory of the trend line. So there's a very high probability the market will break the trend line and continue to push bullish, or break and retest the trend line to continue to push bullish, or you might just get a candle to close back inside and continue to push bearish. You know, so for this, I'm still waiting. But I think at the level we are at now, there's a high probability price can form resistance and push back to the downside, you know, because looking at it on the 1 hour time frame, as I can see, we have a nice 1 hour resistance here. You know, we have a nice 1 hour resistance here. So I mean, if you get a candle to close bearish, all you have to do is to just wait on the new H1 to create a top wick and break the low. Then you can say, okay, I'm going to take a sell for it to continue to push bearish. I'm looking at it on the H4 time frame. Let's see what we got here. You know, and we also have a solid H4 resistance here as well. You know, and this H4 candle will close within another hour and 35 minutes. So, yeah. But I think if I'm gonna take a trade on this, then I definitely need price to pull back and retest this trend line. If I can't get a retest of this trend line, I'm not gonna take a sell. I'm not gonna take a buy. I mean, if I can't get a retest of this trend line. This is the same. I use a fib and I use a trend line just the same to capitalize on some of these move right here. You know, these are some actually good play. Trust me, these are some actually good play. Base, as I can see here, guys, price respect here. Top hit rejected, top hit rejected, came very close, top reject, top reject, top reject, just the same. So what I'm doing now, I'm waiting for price to pull back either here or here to take trade in either direction. But I caught some sells. Think it was here, here, I take sell here and close out a bit early, and I took some sell here. I closed probably about here, and then the market dropped. Took buy early here, got stopped out, you know, missed the retest right here, and I use the fib. I use the fib from, you know, the low to the high, and I actually took some buys here, and I keep my stop loss below this area, and I exited the market here. But my overall take profit, guys, was right up here, and as I can see, the market continued to push. All right. I think I took some sells here yesterday as well. So this move was pretty much a $600 drop. You know, even if I was still holding, you know, with stop loss in the original position, would have still been in profit pushing towards the downside. So how I trade the volatility index is with trend line and the Fibonacci. That's how I trade it. You know, so but I think for this, for the 100S, you need price to give you some form of rejection in this zone, or if you want to take the buy as it top the zone, then you can go ahead and, you know, you can sell here at the high, because this is a channel where in bouncing in between. So, you know, you don't want to take a buy or sell in the middle of the range. You want to get price at the highest point where you know the market is exhausting itself, then you can actually look to sell it back down. You know, and as you can see here, we are pulling back in the range. So I think this push down was a fake out to actually expand the range with a potential retest if price breaks structure to continue to push bullish. So that's but for now I'm just waiting, guys. I'm just waiting. Sometimes it's a bit boring to sit and wait, but trust me, whenever you wait you see price forms the way you want it to, it's a good feeling. Continue to push. Alright, guys, and for those of you who don't know, this is a community. Alright, and you have members actually sharing their profit. Person are actually sharing their profit with the community just the same. So yeah, pretty decent. Pretty decent. And you have the members here, and these are the different sections. Alright. The most important thing when you join the community, you will actually get access to the course. Alright. These are the contents. And as you go along, more contents will be added. So overall, this is about 12 gigs of data so far. So I think these two videos provide some more details on risk management. So there's a lot of good content here, and this is a part of the premium package. So you will actually get access to the full course for the duration of your subscription. Patience. So I think we can get some sells below, buys above. So this is pretty much a no trade zone. So as you can see here, price is just playing around. Price is just playing around. I think this move a while ago, I think it's based on the US dollar getting weak. So as I can see here, this is the US dollar by itself, and currently we are pushing bearish. So the USD peers are basically reacting to this move on the US dollar. So that's the reason why you see Euro USD is going up. GBP USD the same. If you look at gold USD, we should be going up. So as you can see here, we are rejecting this area on gold USD. NZD USD should be pushing bullish as well. USD JPY should be going down. AUD USD just the same. This pair should be going up. So I think we are just the USD pairs are just reacting to this move. Yeah. It's just one big giant candle. Because as you can see here, even though GBP USD is moving, well, GJ just start to move basically. But GJ was stuck in the same place. Because the yen is actually holding price against the Great British Pound. So that's the reason why you see GU is actually moving and GJ is at a standstill. Then this is a pretty good push. 14 pips. But I'm still waiting, guys. I'm still waiting for a 30-minute candle to close above structure. And then, wait on the new candle to create a low and start to break up. Then we can go with it. We are a long way from close. I don't like the 15-minute time frame. So I rather to actually miss the play than actually to take a buy on the close of the 15-minute candle. Yeah, guys, so I'm just waiting. Just waiting to see how far will this candle close. So take for example, if this candle close above structure, what I will actually wait for is for the new candle to create a lower wick. Then as it start to break back above the level, then I'm gonna take a buy to push all the way up here. But we have some time left to wait, 16 minutes. So it's either one of two things. Price can bounce around right here. We can get a candle to push all the way up, or, this candle to pull back in the range. So we just have to wait. Yeah. 27 pip candle, just like that. Think we are gonna continue. Think we're gonna continue. Alright, but no FOMO, we still have buys above here. So if the candle just push, then there's nothing we can actually do about that. But I think there is still potential buys above here. Once price can, push up to here, farm resistance, and then, start to break up, then the potential is there. But I'm not going to take it on the 15 minute because I'm trying to stick to the 30 minute and the 1 hour as it relates to entry. A lot of time I took trades on the 15-minute time frame, and what happened, price just pull back and close inside the range. So because the higher the time frame, the stronger the confirmation will be. So I rather to wait on at least a 30-minute time frame to take a potential trade. Just have to be patient. But I think if it start to break up, then there's a very high probability it will continue. But I'm just not gonna touch it. I'm not gonna touch it. I rather to wait on the 30 minute to close, and in waiting on the 30 minute, I know that there's a high probability I might miss the move, but you know, 15-minute time frame is too risky. Very, very risky. Pushing back down. Full retracement. This is just dancing around. Dancing around. You know what this play remind me of? This right here. Um where they look at the breakout. I think it was this break right here, this candle. I took some buys based on the fact this candle closed above the area with this clean candle here, and then bam, close back, got stopped out. So I had to actually use the bigger time frame. Bigger time frame always rule. The bigger time frame always rule. But you see, the thing is, the good thing with this is that on the H4 we are rejecting this resistance right here. So this came up rejected. This is rejecting the area just the same. So I think if we can break below here, then we can, push down. Because the overall trend in the market is pretty bearish. Even on the weekly time frame. But I'm just gonna leave it I'm just gonna leave it. If even if I don't get a play now, I still have NY session just the same. So I'm gonna wait on that. But I'm not gonna jump in at this moment. So the place just get hot. Place hot. Jesus. Place hot and summer not even start the real way. I can't believe that. It's crazy, brother. Crazy, crazy. It look like the week here. I mean, the week not start bad still. The week not start bad. So let's have to try and stay on the positive side. So we'll close about here. Price close within this area. What I would be looking for is for the new candle. Give it about 5 to 10 minutes to give me a lower wick. Then what I would do, I will use my stop below the current candle, and as it breaks its eye for a second time, I'm gonna take a buy to continue to push bullish. That's what I'm looking at now. That's what I'm looking at. So I think the entry for GJ this morning was about here. Yeah, pretty good. So even if I was actually still holding, I close out probably about 30 something, about 30 pip. I would say about 30 pips. But the overall target was all the way up here still. But as I can see, we came up to this resistance. Even though we break above, we get another candle to close back inside. On a pull back from a low, and we are now pushing back bullish. To see this pair, I know it too well. That's the reason why I told you I'm not going to take an entry on the 15-minute time frame. Alright? Because if this 15-minute candle close back below this resistance, simply means that the 30-minute candle will also close below the level, and also the 1 hour candle. So what does this mean? Simply means that there is a low probability for the market to continue to push bullish. That's the reason why I am moving away from taking entries on the 15-minute time frame and just focus on the 30-minute and the 1 hour. So I'm gonna leave GG alone. I'm gonna leave GG alone. The only other option is if this candle can close somewhere within this area. Then we can look for potential buys back up to this resistance with potential continuation. But apart from that, I'm not convinced by this. As you can see, gold closed back above the level, so hence we are rejecting this support right here. So nothing at the moment. Just nothing. If we break the high, we might continue, but that is very, very impulse. So impulse. I don't like it. I'm just not convinced by it, and I'm not feeling comfortable about it. So I'm not gonna touch it.